Hi everybody, welcome back to Styles channel. This is a place where we empower your health and in your personal lifestyle so that you can live the kind of life you've always dreamed of. Today I'm going to be talking about a kind of controversial topic. Well, I wouldn't say it's controversial, but it's a kind of a topic that a lot of us have discussed before, which is what is good carbs and what is bad carbs. They're kind of a battle between good carbs and bad carbs. A lot of us probably wondering, how can I tell the difference between what is a good carb and bad carb? So this is the video for you. If you're new to this channel, then I would encourage you to subscribe, and also don't forget to click that notification bell so that you become part of the Stylesers community. Yes, so you get all the videos that I upload instantly. So yes, bad carbs versus good carbs. When I was eating healthy, I was always wondering, how can I tell that I'm eating the right kind of carbs and stay away from the ones that are not good for me, especially if you're someone who is on a healthy eating journey like I have been and I still am. It's an everyday journey. For some people, they're wondering, how can I stay away from any kind of carbs, or how can I stay away from carbs, especially if I want to have high energy, keep myself full for the day and ensure that you don't lose energy. The interesting thing is that carbs has always been part of our diet for hundreds of years, and it's so interesting that it's only in the last few years, probably in the 80s, that the issue around carbohydrates become a problem, especially with the whole issue around obesity and diabetes. So the whole issue around carbohydrates and consumption of carbohydrates has now come into the limelight because people's health has not been that good, especially people having a lot of health issues. So what's the difference between good carbs and bad carbs? Let's start by looking at what is good carbs. Okay, number one, it needs to be low in glycemic level, which means that if you are to consume the carbohydrate, your blood sugar level is not going to spike up through the roof and cause imbalances in your body. They have to be whole food and not something that has got about 30 different ingredients packed in it, and it has to be nutrient dense. That means that it has to be packed full of good stuff and also a good source of fiber. Now, when we talk about bad carbs, is usually very high in glycemic levels. That means that when you eat the carbs, your blood sugar levels are crazy. They go right up through the roof, and they are not usually nutrient dense. They don't have very good source of fiber. They are not very good in terms of nutrients. They're usually highly processed food. Let's start with looking at what are good carbs. Squash is a good source of carbs. Also sweet potatoes, it has over 15 good source of vitamins and minerals. So it's really, really good for you. And it's a great substitute. I mean, I've used it in my other videos where I've made some nice sweet potato mash to go with the meal. So it's a really good add-on for your diet. And also great if you want to have carbohydrate in your diet. Beans are also a good source of carbohydrate. All kinds of beans. There's red kidney beans, which I really like to cook with, which I really like to make. You can have it with some vegetables. You can have it with some chicken or some fish on the side. It's really delicious. Also peas, lentils, good source of carbohydrates, turnips, to name a few. There's a whole list of good carbohydrate foods that you can choose from. I'm going to put a list of some of them in the description box so that you can have a look, and when you're out shopping, you can choose from them. Okay, let's look at what is bad carbohydrate. Juices, for example, are what you can consider bad carbohydrate. They're full of sugar with low level of nutrients and minerals, and it's not really good for you because by drinking it, all it does is just spike up your blood levels, and that's pretty much it. No source of vitamins going into your body. So we spoke about fruit juice, also fizzy drinks, Coke, Coca-Cola, all those fizzy drinks are a no-no. I mean, I have it sometimes, like once in a while, but I don't make it a habit. So if you can try to either get rid of it in your diet or reduce it to a minimal so that you're consuming food that is beneficial to your body. Another thing is white pasta, bagel, candy packed full of sugar. no nutritional value at all. Also, a lot of foods nowadays, I have a lot of labels that say gluten-free. Yeah, a lot of these foods now are being replaced with very starchy flour, which can also be really high in carbohydrates, so really high in sugars. So you need to really be mindful. All right, so I guess really the question is how much carbohydrate should you be consuming, even if it's good carbohydrate? Some people say 100 grams. Government studies have shown that it should be at least 50%, but you know, it all depends on you and your diet and what you are trying to achieve. If it's good carbohydrate, of course, there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you are someone who also is energetic and is exercising and is, you know, living a healthy, balanced life. And also, what I would say as well is that if you look at other cultures, they consume a lot of good carbohydrates, lots of whole foods, and they live a very healthy life. So the only issue with carbohydrate consumption in probably the Western world and other countries that have a lot of high level of sugars in the carbohydrates. Remember, a lot of the problems really come about by the consumption of bad carbohydrates. So you need to review your consumption of these carbohydrates. So now that you have the list, you should be able to have a better understanding of what is good carbohydrate and what is not good carbohydrate, and reduce your bad carbohydrates and replace it with good carbohydrates. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you're someone who's on your healthy eating journey, or you just want to change your diet completely, then I hope this video was really helpful to you, so that you'll be able to have a better understanding and be able to distinguish between what is a good carbohydrate and what is a bad carbohydrate, so that you can make a more informed choice when you go out shopping, because there's so many different types of options out there, and it's about you having the knowledge to be able to make that decision and live the kind of life you always dreamed of. So thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification bell so you can join the Stylers community. Until next time, God bless you. Bye bye.